Every day, families who live in our community face the threat of homelessness. You know them. They wait on you at restaurants. They bag your groceries. They plow your driveway when it snows. I want to share with you the story of Julie, Pat, and their son Corey, and how your support made a difference in their lives. Although this is about their experience with homelessness, you'll see it's really a love story. Julie and Pat were friends in high school, but after graduation, they went their separate ways. 15 years later, they rekindled their friendship at a karaoke contest where Pat, a talented musician, was singing.
And I looked at him and I said, that is a nice man, because, he was very sweet when he was younger, too. So, you're very sweet, babe, even though you don't want people to know that. The whole world knows now.
Pat remembered Julie, too.
I knew she was there. I knew who she was. I was sending out those tractor beams trying to suck her in.
That night was the start of their life together, a life that soon would include their son, Corey. Julie and Pat are like every young family, working hard to get ahead. But when Corey was just 2 years old, their life took a turn.
And one thing led to another, and next thing you know, we don't have anything. Because we just weren't making enough money, even with the 2 jobs.
When they called Always Home, they had no money and were living in a tent. They needed help.
What really made me pick up the phone was just I went back to the campsite and poor Corey had mosquito bites on him. It tore me up. And I was like, we're not spending another night out here. It's a constant panic. You're in a constant panic. It's what you do with that panic. You either feel sorry for yourself or you turn into action.
Being homeless is traumatic. It can break families apart. But because you care, Always Home was able to give Julie and Pat the assistance needed to get back on their feet.
We just needed a little help. And we needed someone to have faith in us. It was the worst feeling in the world when you have a baby and nowhere to go.
Every family is unique, and Always Home strives to see the people, not just the circumstances.
I was much more than a credit score. And sometimes you need people to look at you beyond a number, beyond what you see. And that's definitely what your organization does.
With your support, Julie and Pat moved into their new apartment. You restored their lives so that they could focus on what was truly important to them. Corey.
Our goal and our objective is always Corey. And I think that really, really helps us to be on the same page as parenting because of the love we have for him.
Today, 5 years after their episode with homelessness, Julie and Pat are doing well, and Corey is a smart, healthy first grader. Although Corey doesn't remember being homeless, it's a defining moment in their lives.
I want him to know that everything in life isn't always perfect, and that as long as you're doing the right thing and everything, you gotta stay strong. You gotta do the best you can when you can. So, maybe I'll stuff it into the bank for when he's struggling with something maybe later on in life and be like, hey, look, your mom and dad, this is what we went through, this is exactly what we did, and, you gotta stay strong, you can't give up. So, that's maybe what I would do. Humble him. It's humbling, really.
Homelessness has given Julie and Pat perspective.
Certain things are more important to me, I guess. If somebody said you could have a record deal or a house forever, for Corey to grow up in, I'd choose the house.
When you give to Always Home, you're changing the lives of hundreds of loving families like Julie, Pat, and Corey. Tonight, you can open your heart and make a difference. Thank you for your generosity.